Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Witch of Bees and Bones. It feels like forever since I sat down and did a video, which I think it has been. It's been a little over a week. Thank you for your patience. I just got back from New York City yesterday. Still a little tired, but really grateful. So I just wanted to do a video chatting about my time in New York and some of the things that I got to experience, and then, get back to the kind of witchy side of things in my next video. Not that this won't contain witchy things, because, I'm a witch 24/7. So, I had so much fun, and, Elijah may be making an appearance. Yes, baby. She's very happy to have her mama home. Yes, honey. So I got to New York on Tuesday. Yes, honey. I hope you all can hear her. So I got to New York on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we just ran a bunch of errands, ate some delicious food, and then it was just nice to spend time together. And here she is. There's the little nugget. She had great stories to tell me all night, but that's right, honey. So we it was just really nice to spend some time together and to spend some time with other beautiful cats. I love them so much. And it doesn't matter, I don't need to go day by day. One of the days we went to the Met, and I love art, and I love just experiencing museums. They're sacred places to me. I don't typically have a lot to say in museums because I'm just taking it all in. Like to have my own experience. And I got to see one of my favorite Georgia O'Keeffe paintings, which was part of her Pelvis series. Excuse me. And it was just, we walked into the gallery, I think it was 903, has her at the Met, has a few of her pieces. And I just walked in and I was overwhelmed at how just having this piece of art in front of me and seeing her brush strokes and just knowing that she had created and thought of and conceptualized and executed this beautiful painting that I've seen dozens of times, in my art books, but I had never seen it in person. And so that was really, really special. And I saw so many beautiful things. And because art is so sacred to me, I can't just walk around a museum and be like, oh, well, that's pretty and that's nice and that's nice and that's nice, and then leave and be, give it no thought. And we saw a ton. We were there for, 3 hours, which is just like a drop in the bucket. But there were specific things that we both wanted to see for ourselves and to show each other. And so we just spent a lot of time basking in some real remarkable beauty. And I'd never been to the Met before, and it was really special and really beautiful. And I enjoyed every second of that. I think we walked almost 6 miles that day, and I think 4 of that was at the Met. So, and then we took the subway home. Another thing, the day I got there, he was still at work, so I decided that I was going to run some errands, so went to There's a little witchy shop in Brooklyn. I'm sure there's several, but this one I'd heard of called Catland. And so I took the subway there all by myself, which for those of you that live in the city or live, in highly populated areas with transit systems, that doesn't sound like a big deal. For, a chick that lives in the woods, it was to do it by myself was very cool. And so that was a fun experience. They had a lot of herbs, and some books and some decks, and so that was a fun experience. But back to the Met, it was such. There was just, obviously it's a museum. Obviously it's the Met, one of the most renowned museums in the world. But it was a really special trip, and I'm looking forward to going again, and also going to MoMA maybe next time, because they have a lot of O'Keeffe as well. And then I got to. I'm probably going to cry, not that any of you are surprised by that. I got to realize an absolute dream come true. As you know, yes, baby, if you want to sit with Mama, here we go. Here we go. As you know, animals are a huge part of my practice, and they're sacred beings to me, and I love them. And in my life, I have had the great fortune of experiencing some really remarkable times with wild animals, or non-domesticated animals as well. But one, she's very happy to have me home. Yes, baby. Mama's trying to make a video. So I have, for my entire life, wanted to hold and kiss an opossum. And I've seen them, on and off throughout my life, but I've never interacted with one. And I have a really lovely friend who helps run an animal sanctuary. So it's both domestic, there's a portion for domestic animals, and then there's a portion for rescues. And some of these are like big cats that people had as pets, or things that got taken away from people that they shouldn't have had, or rescues, or all sorts of things. And Danny had the great fortune of helping this little opossum. Her name is Dizzy, and her mom was struck by a car when Dizzy was a wee little baby in her mama's pouch. And all of the other babies died except for Dizzy, and so she was a rescue, and Danny has raised her. And I see pictures online, and I knew that I'd be going to New York, thought maybe like he and I could see each other while I was down there. He's in New Jersey. So I reached out, and he's like, yeah, let's coordinate. Sounds great. And I'm like, I know this is a huge ask, but if there's any chance that I could snuggle Dizzy like that, I can't even tell you how much that would mean to me. And so I saw him, and I didn't want to push it, and I didn't know if Dizzy was there that day, because I know that he has Dizzy. He kind of fosters her at his home. And I didn't want to make a thing of it, because if it wasn't going to happen, it wasn't going to happen, and that was fine. And so we were walking, and he's like, oh, I've got Dizzy in my office. And I got so excited. And so we go into his office, and he takes Dizzy out, and he places this beautiful opossum, like, on me. And she kind of, like, grapples for a second, and, like, she's pulling my hair, which is fine. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. And then she just, like, settles in, and I'm, like, looking at this beautiful creature and her, like, shiny black eyes. And I started to cry, and I got super emotional because, A, I love them so much. B, they're really maligned and misunderstood creatures. And they are something that I work with in my practice as well. And so I get to actually, I have opossum bones, but I've never been able to interact until then with a live opossum. And so I held her, and there are some pictures on my social media, which I'll link down below if you want to take a look at those, of myself holding Dizzy and kissing Dizzy, and I got to hug and kiss and snuggle. Sorry. No, you know what? I'm not sorry. This beautiful creature. And Saturday was my birthday, and it was one of the greatest highlights of my life to hold this little creature. And then she fell asleep on me. And then Danny left us alone for a little while, and I gotta be honest, I'd be lying if I didn't say it didn't occur to me to just, like, bundle her up and take her home. But Danny's incredible, and he's great with her, and I wasn't really going to do it, but she's just so precious. And they're illegal to have as pets in New Hampshire, and sadly, they only live, 2 to, on the very outside, 4 years. And I have thought about getting a permit, but when my cats pass, it breaks me. So to have a creature that only lives a couple of years, probably not great for me. But it was a really beautiful experience, and this was a really interesting birthday. I used to love my birthday, and then I hated my birthday, and it has nothing to do with age. It just has to do with some life experiences. There was several years back to back that some really unpleasant / bad / awful shit happened on my birthday, and historically speaking, the Titanic sank on my birthday. Abraham Lincoln died on my birthday. The Boston Marathon bombing was on my birthday. And again, it's not about me. I don't mean like my birthday, like all this, a lot of things happened well before I was even thought in this world. But I went through a period of time that was very heavy for me. And then I ended up in this kind of liminal middle ground where I'm like, I'm not going to be psyched about my birthday, but I'm also not going to not acknowledge it. And by doing that, it opened me up to experiencing something really, I'm going to use the word magical, because that experience was magical for me. I got to connect with this little animal, and I don't even have the proper words of what that meant to me. So I don't have the words, and I know I'm yammering, and I'm really moved by this, and like, I'll be going about my day and doing stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom, it occurs to me that I got to hold an opossum. It was really awesome. So that happened. And then I got home yesterday, made incredible time home. Think it took me like 4 hours and 40 minutes, which is really pretty great time. And the day was beautiful, and the snow is gone, and there could be more because I live in New Hampshire, but the big stuff is gone. So I did a ton of yard work. I have a loved one's beloved kitty passed away a couple years ago. Actually, it's almost exactly 2 years ago. And he's buried in my backyard, and he has a little gravestone, and he's got stones over him, and I go out there and I talk to him, and I cleaned off his little grave, and I'm going to plant some flowers out there when I know that the chance of frost has passed. and I cleaned up some trees and wood that had fallen, and then I got some ticks on me, and ticks are gross and really the only thing that I kill because they're awful. So I know that this is a lot of, I'm kind of going on and on, but I'm a control freak. That's one of the things that I work really hard on lately, is trying to temper that and pull back a little bit. And it's nice to be in control, and it's nice to make decisions. It's nice to do what needs to be done. But at the same time, it is really, it's limiting. Because I miss a lot when I'm trying to micromanage things. And so this week, I was just like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We're going to go where we're going to go. We're going to do what we're going to do. The Met and seeing Danny and Dizzy were the only two things that I had planned. Everything else was either spur of the moment or, hey, we could do this or that. And it was really lovely, and it was an incredible experience. And it made me think about even we've had the discussion on this channel that my practice, I feel like I am practicing all of the time because of who I am. But the part of my practice with the cards and the kind of rituals that I do are a little bit stringent. And I realized that by giving myself some breathing room, I can actually enjoy the things that I'm experiencing more. And be open to other things that I may not have planned on. And I know that control is a trauma response. And so I'm trying to be less rigid around a lot of different things. And sometimes I do really, really well. And other times I don't. And that's okay. That's how we learn. But I feel like this time, this trip away, I didn't get stressed out about driving in the city. I didn't get stressed out about driving to New Jersey by myself. I didn't get stressed out about driving home. I didn't get stressed out about the subway. I just let it go. And that may sound super easy. Excuse me. It's not easy for me, but it was such an enjoyable trip. It was such a relaxed trip. And so in thinking about, I want to institute that for the rest of my life and not just my vacations. So moving forward, I'm going to give myself a little more breathing room and try to be a little less rigid. And I think sometimes that's an important lesson for folks. So I appreciate you checking the video out. I appreciate everyone that reached out on my birthday and my social media and all of the things. I have a very grateful heart. The last 6 months have had some really difficult times in them, and I know more difficult times will come, but so will more beautiful times as well. And I'm wildly grateful. And I'm very thankful that I started this channel and have had some really lovely people come into my view. And I will leave it at that, and thank you, and I adore you all. Please feel free to comment, and I will link my social media down below. My Etsy shop is back open for readings. I will also link that below, and I look forward to being back with you very soon. Bye.